All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen, man. Look, Dame Dash is talking, and he got a lot to say, apparently. We're back on the Art of Dialogue channel, which I'll leave in the description so you guys can check out more and even subscribe, man. Now, look, Dame Dash says Jay-Z destroyed Beanie Siegel's life. Beanie Siegel hurt me choosing Jay over me. This video is number 12 on trending right now. Boy. All right. Let's see what he got to say, man. Again, appreciate all the love and support with you guys coming over. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
In real time, did you know anything about the tension between Dipset and Jay?
Yeah, you're kidding. I was refereeing it. I was refereeing it. I was trying to keep everybody cool. So I'd tell Jay, like, yo, why you keep fucking with him? He's young. Like, what's the problem? So Jay would be, all right, cool. And then go on the radio and say, yeah, Cam is a good earner. And then Cam would be like, why you got to call me an earner? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know why he called you an earner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know, so I don't know why Jay always had a thing with Cam. He always had a thing like that. He had a thing with everybody, bro. Pause.
And that H to the Izzo beat was supposed to be Cam's, right?
I didn't know that was the case because I know I remember I don't remember that, but maybe I don't see Kanye. Kanye wasn't just giving shit, like the beats that Cam got, like, oh boy, he took that shit. It wasn't like it was given to him. It was just like, oh, this is here, I'm taking this, and I wasn't even mad at it because it was acting funny. I produced Kanye's first record that was on the radio. We Are the Champions on my album.
Oh.
The Dream Team.
I didn't know that.
So I produced that with Kanye. And the reason why he got that beat was because I gave it the sample to Just Blaze to flip. And he was disrespecting me and just ignoring me. And Kanye was like, I'll do it. And then when he did it, I said, because you did it, jump on it. Pause. And then Cam jumped on it and
I swear, man, in the history of saying the word pause, this brother got to be at the top. My goodness, man. Like, is anybody even thinking about, like, is anybody mind even going in the gutter? I feel like it'd be so unnecessary.
fucking Beanie, it was dope. I think Young Chris.
What was the deal with Kanye? Like, why wasn't anybody supporting him as a rapper outside of you?
Because he, like, we looked at him, like, I never looked at Kanye as a rapper. And Kanye always looked at himself, which is not a bad thing, but, he always thought he was bigger than everyone else thought he was until he got there. So no one really took him serious as a rapper. And again, I took him serious as someone that can do an album, make beats, and at least everybody from Rockefeller could jump on the album. So you're gonna get Jay, you're gonna get Cam, all of that. Everyone he made a beat for should do a record for him. But I never looked at him as a rapper. And then when he started rapping, after he broke his jaw, that's when it was like, damn, he's the best producer that could rap. Like how Dre could rap. Like, you don't look at Dr. Dre as a rapper, you look at him as a producer.
Right. Facts.
Me knowing Kanye, it'll be like Just Blaze starting to rap. I knew them first as producers. It's really hard for me to unsee people the way I first saw them. That's why I like certain people, no matter what they do, how much money they make, I still see them as that same person. And that could be the default. But it's hard to, like, unsee what you first saw. The reason why if you look at the movie, the reason why he was like, the contracts took so long is because Jay would not sign off on them. So that was the problem. But again, if I were to tell Kanye, yo, Jay won't sign off on your then he would have, like, jumped off he would have took it too hard. So I could never really.
So it seems like it's been a lot of shade going on with Jay-Z. Because it seems like a lot of people had a lot of things to say, but kind of like on the low. Because, man, I mean, Beanie Sigel was, whoo, he was dope. And I got what I take the mic right. Ooh, man, he has, yeah. So I just feel like a lot of the stuff, it's like when you look at an artist like Jay-Z who's so big, I'm just wondering like when exactly did the tables turn? Because it seemed at one point everybody was tight.
Say when it was always me like having to be like, make excuses because things had to move slower because we always had to wait for Homeboy to give his one signature because he
Uh,
always knew that Biggs was going to rock out with me. So
mm,
he just would torture us to get shit done
dang.
if it wasn't about him. Now his budgets, they got signed off on very fast. To be honest, there was a time like I had took Kanye's chain off his neck because he was driving me nuts. So when that had happened, he was already like, I had dropped Kanye from Rockefeller. I dropped Kanye. So at that point, I was done with them. I was ready to go do my own thing.
Damn.
I gave people out of respect the opportunity, like, yo, there's Dame Dash. I forgot what the name of the record is, Dash Records, whatever. So I was like, y'all can go over there if they won't with you. But like, really, I'm done with this music. Like, I was done. I was burnt out. Everybody was corny to me. Everybody was weird to me. Everybody was manipulative and exploitive. And it just smelled like bad breath. And it still does. Like you walk into a room and you just could, I just got sick of smelling hot paws, bad stink demon breath. I didn't want to smell
Oh,
that no more. I didn't want to be around it. I was done.
and you got to really like read in between what he's saying. He said like basically bad energy, and then you throw the word weird out there. He's saying a lot without saying it. You know, but I can definitely understand where he's going with that. He's just trying to choose his words carefully. But when you say demon, that means that he is some dark stuff going on. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
Like I was done, man. I just done it for 15 years. So I didn't want to do that shit no more. I wanted to do fashion. So how did I feel? I didn't feel, I wasn't even thinking about it. I just was like, let me go get this Rachel Roy off the ground and turn that into $100 million company, which I did, that nobody talks about.
What made you take his chain?
Because two things. Beans was getting ready. We thought he was going to go to jail for a couple of years. He was on trial. So I was trying to make 4 albums for him or 5 so that if he went to jail, because every time if you sold 500,000 records, I could give you $1 million advance. So if I already have 5 albums that each went gold, while he was in jail, I could always make sure he had 500 grand. So I was just trying to get it all done. And Kanye wouldn't give him any beats. That was one reason. And the other reason why is I had spent like 500,000-600,000 with Rockware's money developing his line Pastel. I still got the samples. And all of a sudden he was like, I don't like him no more. And he was just starting to Kanye out. And that was it. I was done. So I was like, man, you got to get out. I was tight. So I had the chain, you know what I mean? And people, my inner crew talks about that. Like, damn, you dropped Kanye. I'm like, I don't give a f. Because I had done so much to fight for him, it was like, what more can I do? So I just felt like I can't be arguing. I don't care how many records you sell. And that was before that was like when he first got hot. I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt.
Okay, here we go.
Because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware.
Oh.
And I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he fucked his life up to me doing that. But I had him, you know what I mean? Like, that was my new Jay. Like, I looked at them like NWA, and I liked the clothes better than Rockware. They had Beans trying to, like, I forgot this. I hate when I forget people's names, but the person that was like my partner and doing the licensing for State Property, because sales was telling them that, you know, Rockway was doing this, that, and the third, that State Property should be more like Rockware as opposed to being more like Dickies and Carhartt, which is the way I designed it. And they started signing off on behind my back. It was like, I bet wrong on that one. That might be something I would have done different.
So you feel like if Beans would have went with Shu instead of Jay, his career would have been bigger?
What? It's not even a good. The shit I had planned for them, he fucked his own self up for that one.
Damn.
Like I had the movies, right? I had the clothing line. The clothing line was doing 20 million a year. You know, so we had the movies, the touring, the clothing line. You gotta remember, like I activated all of those things. You know, like I was making beans when I was talking to Cam about being the vice president, talking to him. I was also talking to Beans. I was making both of them vice presidents because they had labels. I was the one that was strategically growing and planting seeds, pause, to grow their businesses, whether they knew it or not. Whether they knew it was in their best interest or not, I was still doing it. So I made sure everybody had their own movie. Everybody had their own clothing line. Remember, Cam had a fragrance. He had Old Boy a fragrance. I did that back then.
Yeah, I remember that.
Could you imagine if that would have stayed, if they wouldn't have fucked that up? You know, nobody wants to listen to me of it.
You know, listening to him talk, it's just reminded me of the Wu-Tang series that came on. And just 'cause, like, if you know, you know. If you know exactly what I mean when I say that, when they were trying to get all their clothing together and just all the stuff they were doing, and you had uh you know, the who was that? I forget his name, but the one who father had the shop of the clothing, and he all the moves they were trying to make. So it just seemed like Dame Dash had a lot of plans for them to, like, you know, excel beyond the music, and it seems that they chose the wrong path. uh I just want to look at a little comment. State, did I even see? I know I've seen State Property. The State Property movie with Beans was a classic. uh Said Beans was loyal to a fault to Jay, and Jay did Beans dirty. They said Jay secretly don't like nobody. Pause. Yeah, it said people may not want to admit it, but Beans picking Jay over Dame messed up his career. Hey, my whole thing is like, a lot of people will sell you a dream, right? Will sell you a dream. A lot of people don't really look at, you know, what's the quote, or what they say? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know, people be trying to, you know, look like he was trying to set up his great grandkids, you know. Hey, I mean, you look at how famous Jay-Z is now, then you look at like the other guys. I know Cameron got that podcast with Mace, but I'm saying they're not on the level of what Jay-Z is. So I guess I'm just saying, like, why not? You know, why he didn't bring up none of them dudes with him? You know, if he's a billionaire, you know, you would think they should be pretty close to that too. Uh, but Dame, it seems like he's really speaking sincerely, man. Uh, but again, when you're watching these type of interviews, man, you got to really read in between the lines, because there's a lot there that needs to be unpacked. You just got to pay close attention, man. Like I said, the words that stood out to me was him saying weird and demon. Like, think about that for a minute, especially with everything going on. Think about that. I know when he talked to Nick Cannon, he's like, you asking me questions that you need to be asking Jay-Z. I ain't about to answer for that, man. Yeah. So I think he may know some things as well. But I think he's looking at it with everything and just like, oh, it's all about to come out. Yeah. But hey, shout out to the Art of Dialogue. Appreciate you guys. Number 12 on trending, man. That's huge. All right. Peace out.